A commercial vessel navigates extreme winter swells. Without warning, it violently rolls. There is no time for a mayday. The ship is swallowed whole. 25 hours later, a passing ferry spotted this: the upturned bow of the cement carrier Cemfjord protruding from the freezing waters off Scotland. Tragically, all 8 of the crew members were missing. The waters of the Pentland Firth are notoriously treacherous. On January 2, 2015, gale force 10 winds blew against a massive, fast-moving tidal stream, creating a surface of extraordinarily violent waves. Given these conditions, it is tempting to view this as a straightforward navigational error, a master who simply underestimated the power of the ocean. However, commercial cargo ships are built for these environments. They regularly navigate brutal North Sea storms without capsizing in an instant. The MAIB investigation found that while the extreme weather acted as the environmental trigger, the vessel's actual vulnerability was built into its stability profile long before it reached the Firth. The Cemfjord sailed into the storm with a man-made physical trap already set, one that the crew didn't even know existed. Loading a bulk carrier requires a precise understanding of cargo bulk density. This determines how much space a material occupies, which dictates where the ship's center of mass sits in the water. The Cemfjord's loading manual assumed a cement density of 1,350 kilograms per cubic meter, but on this final voyage, the ship carried a white cement product with a density of only 1,100 kilograms. The lighter white cement occupied more physical space to reach its target weight, filling the hold nearly to the hatches. This increased volume pushed the ship's vertical center of gravity higher, crossing the safety limits established in its own manual. The crew lacked a stability computer to check these numbers. They relied on manual spreadsheets that used repetitive, inaccurate data, leaving them blind to the fact that they were sailing a compromised ship. This density error meant the Cemfjord left port in a condition that made it mathematically prone to a capsize the moment it encountered heavy seas. Knowing the ship was physically vulnerable, we have to look at why an experienced master would choose to press into the Pentland Firth's most dangerous tidal races during a storm. The master faced immense commercial pressure to maintain a 9-knot speed under a demanding charter. After weather delays in the North Sea, the crew was exhausted from a grueling 6-hour on, 6-hour off watch schedule. There was also a specific psychological hurdle. Just 3 months earlier, the master survived a terrifying incident where his cargo shifted while trying to turn the vessel in heavy seas. This investigation chart records the Cemfjord's previous passages, showing a pattern of taking late action to avoid the Firth. The green dotted line highlights the October voyage. During that tight turn, the ship took a dangerous list, leaving a lasting impression on the crew. Investigators believe the trauma of that near miss made the master unwilling to turn the ship across breaking waves again. Instead of seeking shelter, he slowed down and pushed straight ahead, trying to avoid a broadside hit at all costs. This refusal to turn eventually caused the ship to lose steerage. His fear of repeating a past accident locked him into a fatal trajectory, leaving the top-heavy vessel broadside to the violent sea. To understand how a ship in this condition was even allowed to operate, we have to look beyond the bridge and into the regulatory culture. The Cemfjord was plagued by known physical defects, including a makeshift bilge pumping system and a rescue boat configuration that didn't actually comply with safety regulations. Records from the Cyprus flag state reveal that the ship spent 54% of its final year at sea operating under safety exemptions. Nearly half of that time was due to defective lifeboats. Despite these issues, the flag state surveyor had given the ship a perfect inspection record for 7 years. This stood in sharp contrast to port state control records, which frequently noted serious deficiencies. The operating company relied on a paper-based safety culture, prioritizing the documentation of compliance while ignoring the mounting physical risks on board. On January 2nd, the unstable loading, the master's past trauma, and the regulatory neglect all collided in the Pentland Firth. As the top-heavy ship was hit by massive waves, the master's refusal to turn left the vessel without the steerage needed to recover. The lighter, voluminous cement cargo shifted all at once. Thousands of tons of powder slammed against the side of the hold, forcing the ship into an instantaneous roll to port. The capsize happened so quickly that the crew was trapped. Even the emergency beacons were pinned beneath the inverted hull, ensuring no alarm would reach the shore for over a day. Ultimately, the Cemfjord was lost to a corporate culture that prioritized the appearance of safety on paper over the technical reality of its operations. Pencil-whipped inspections and commercial pressure built the fatal scaffold long before a ship leaves port. The storm merely acts as the executioner.